So it is happening right now, guys. The crossover, what we've been waiting since 120 days, is finally happening now. I mean, the 20 exponential moving average crossing above this 50 exponential moving average. And we know in the past price action, whenever the price of Bitcoin has showed this bullish breakout type of scenario like this, what has happened before we have seen this bullish breakout in price action of Bitcoin? We have always got a confirmation from these indicators. I mean, the confirmation from RSI, confirmation from MACD, moving averages, and also the T3CCI indicator. Before we had this bullish crossover, if we look at the indicators here to the downside, before this 20 exponential moving average crossed over this 50 exponential moving average, before that we had this bullish MACD cross. At the same time, we had RSI line above 50 level, T3CCI indicator in positive territory, and after we got confirmation from these three different indicators here to the downside, we also got the final confirmation from these moving averages where 20 exponential started crossing above 50 exponential moving average, and that led to some very massive movement in price action of Bitcoin. And if you look at this another example here also, before we had this very nice bullish breakout type of scenario, the price of Bitcoin, before showing this bullishness, we also saw a very similar scenario unfolding where MACD started flashing this bullish crossover, RSI line of a 50 level, and this T3CCI indicator in a positive territory. As soon as these three indicators here to the downside confirmed it, what happened after that? You can see after that we also got a confirmation from this moving averages where 20 exponential started crossing over this 50 exponential moving average, and that led to a very nice movement here to the upside. And this exact scenario has unfolded again and again. You can see bullish MACD cross, RSI line above 50 level, T3CCI in a positive territory. After that we saw a crossover here in moving averages, which led to a very nice bullish price movement. And now this exact scenario could be unfolding in our case, because if you look at these moving averages after this bearish crossover where 50 exponential was over 20 exponential moving average, now after 120 days you can see we are about to witness a bullish crossover. If you look at this MACD is already confirming this movement, T3CCI already in a positive territory, and also the RSI line above 50 level. So the indicators here to the downside, just like here from the past price action, is already confirming it, and now we just need a final confirmation from these moving averages where this 20 exponential again starts appearing at the top and 50 at the bottom, because if that is going to happen, then we know the price of Bitcoin could be turning very bullish. And beside this example, what could be also playing out parallelly once this crossover is going to happen? Let me show you here. So now, before I start talking about this one very interesting scenario, please, if you haven't destroyed that like button, then do it right now. And for those individuals watching this for the first time, come on guys, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So yesterday we talked about this one very interesting scenario, and now since the price of Bitcoin has already broken the resistance line, we can finally call this a bullish continuation pattern. Why? Because according to this ascending triangle, which is considered as a bullish continuation pattern, the upper line was rejecting the price. But now if you look at this price action of Bitcoin, it is clearly above it, and now any sort of a weakness or retracement here in the medium short term, this same line which previously acted as a resistance is going to be a very strong line of support around this 23,800 to 24,000 range. So any sort of a retracement around that area, now this line is going to be acting as a very strong line of support, and after that the price of Bitcoin could still show this bullishness because we are about to see this moving averages crossover. So that's why if this trend continuation is going to happen, then according to this bullish continuation pattern, we know 29,000-30,000 is where we will be monitoring the price action of Bitcoin. So that's why if this crossover is going to happen, this target around 29,000 should be also monitored. Now, beside all of this bullish scenario, what if the price of Bitcoin is going to show another movement here in this manner? I mean, faking out all the bullish scenario and clearly continue this rally here to the downside. What must happen in that case? Let me show you that as well. Now, before I switch into other chart, just to make you aware, we have up to $8,550 bonus available for our community member in the description down below. As you can see, Bybit is giving around $4,450 bonus after initial deposit, and Phemex around $4,100 bonus. So if you are an experienced trader, if you want to take advantage of this market volatility, then the link is provided in the description down below. Feel free to check it out. Now let's switch the chart. So guys, now even though we are aware the price of Bitcoin is clearly showing this bullishness, indicators are clearly favoring bulls, but I still want you guys to understand what in case if all of these bullish scenarios are going to fail and price of Bitcoin is going to show another reversal here in this manner. What are we looking at in that case? In that case, guys, we will be looking at this price action as a dead cat bounce type of scenario. What I mean by that, in a dead cat bounce, if you follow this bounce, what we are witnessing after this massive price retracement and price action of Bitcoin, this really fairly, if you look at this point one, this is point one. If you look at this point two is where the dead cat bounce is going to happen. This is point two, and from this point two till this point three is the dead cat bounce retracement, the 50% retracement. And we have said in crypto the market is volatile, that's why we are going to look around 0.5 and 0.618 as a retracement area. So we are focusing around this 0.5, 0.618, the area of target and also the area of resistance for Bitcoin. And if we do get resistance around that area, then we have to be extremely careful, because we don't want this to be a fake out and pull the price here to the downward direction, because in that case the price of Bitcoin is going to follow the original trend, and this original trend is a clear downtrend. So we have to be very, very careful, and we also want the price to flip this resistance around 0.5 to 0.618 into support. And if you also monitor the price movement around this area beside this dead cat bounce type of scenario, guys, we can even look at this in this way. I mean, the price of Bitcoin right now is getting resistance around this rising wedge, and we know rising wedge is considered as a bearish scenario. If you look at this example here, you can see, guys, rising wedge looks like this. According to the rising wedge, the price right now is testing the resistance line, the key line resistance, along with the 0.5 Fibonacci line. This line is going to be a very important line of resistance in the medium short term. So we have to flip this into support, because flipping this into support will invalidate this rising wedge scenario, the bearish scenario, and also invalidate this dead cat bounce type of scenario. So if we do see any sort of a resistance around this upper line area, we know this 24,000 is going to be acting as a strong line of support, and also the 20 and 50 exponential moving average, which is around 23,300 to 23,500 range. So what we want in the medium short term, price to remain over 24,000 and also break out of this resistance line to invalidate the bearish scenario for Bitcoin. Now, beside this example, if you also look at the price action of Bitcoin using this indicator, the leading indicator, central pivot range indicator, the price here is clearly favoring bulls. Why? Because the price of Bitcoin is above the CPI line and also getting gravitated towards the monthly arrow line, which is around 25,700 area. So what could happen? The price of Bitcoin could see this movement at least towards this monthly arrow line, right? Retest this resistance one more time. I mean, price retesting this resistance one more time. But if we fail to find a proper support above this area, then we have to be careful, because we don't want to be trapped. That is one big reason why I'm actually showing you both the bullish and the bearish scenario, to prepare yourself in case if the worst is going to happen. And this is what I wanted to share with you into this quick update, guys. I don't want to add any new scenarios yet, but for now, please focus on this two important price movement. So this is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this video was helpful enough. If that's the case, then please hit that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now, by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.